Paul was annoyed to see Aaliyah. He could not believe that they paid a large amount of money to buy the sleeping potion, and yet it did not work on everyone. Helmut was also surprised to see that Aaliyah was not asleep. He carefully looked at Aaliyah with curiosity in his eyes. Aaliyah was annoyed to see this. He called Helmut a bastard crow and asked him to stop staring at him. He told Helmut to focus on the opponent in front of him. Paul was annoyed with the situation. He put his sword to the throat of the man who poisoned the water. He asked the man about what went wrong. The man, who was scared for his life, told Paul that he did not know that there was a mage in the group. Paul used his sword's hilt to hit the man on his head. As the man fell to the ground, Paul told the man to stop making excuses. Paul believed that he was a fool for thinking that the Black Hawk were competent. He told the man that he will take care of the situation himself. He told the man to clean up the area once he is done. Paul called Helmut a dingy-looking brat and told the man that he is going to have a conversation with Helmut. Immediately he said this, he rushed to attack Helmut. With a look of anger on his face, Paul told Helmut that he will kill him. Helmut easily used his sword to parry Paul's sword. Paul was surprised to see this. He decided to attack Helmut with more strength. While Paul and Helmut were fighting, Max walks up to Aaliyah. He tells Aaliyah that he will give him a painless death if he stays still. Aaliyah believed that Max was stupid for saying this. He tells Max that a mage who is still is a dead mage. Immediately he says this, he activated his magic. The scene shifts and we see Paul and Helmut fighting. Paul pushed Helmut further into the forest with his strength. While pushing Helmut back, Paul laughs at Helmut. He asked Helmut about why he is no longer confident. While Helmut was getting pushed back, he did not listen to a word Paul said. He was more focused on how lucky he was. Helmut knew that it would have been hard for him to deal with two rank 2 mercenaries and the other members of the Black Hawk. Helmut was happy that Aaliyah was awake. After pushing Helmut back for a while, Paul decided to kill Helmut. With a blue energy surrounding his body, Paul activated his vis and fired it at Helmut. Helmut was surprised to see the attack. When the attack hit Helmut, an explosion occurred around him. Paul was annoyed to see this. He believed that Helmut was too weak. He asked Helmut about why he is no longer arrogant. Helmut told Paul that their fight is just getting started. Paul was shocked to hear Helmut's voice. When the dust in the area cleared up, Helmut came out of the attack unharmed. Paul was shocked to see that Helmut was completely fine. With an ominous energy surrounding him, Helmut thanks Paul for following him into the forest. Paul was annoyed to hear this. He asked Helmut if he is insane. He told Helmut that he is the one who has him cornered. He told Helmut to not confuse their situation. Helmut covers his sword with his vis and tells Paul that he is not worthy enough to face him. Paul was shocked to see Helmut controlling vis. He calls Helmut a bastard and covers his sword with vis. With a look of anger on his face, Paul calls Helmut a rank 4 trash. Paul could not believe that a rank 4 mercenary wanted to fight a rank 2 mercenary. He used his sword to charge at Helmut. Helmut easily dodged Paul's attack. Before Paul could make another move, Helmut was already in the air. Paul could not believe that the version of Helmut he was looking at was an afterimage. Paul quickly turned around in order to block Helmut's attack. Unfortunately for him, before he could make any move, Helmut had launched a devastating attack with his vis. Paul was horrified to see Helmut's strength. He quickly realized that there was no way for him to beat Helmut. When Helmut's attack landed on Paul, it buried Paul in the ground. With blood gushing out of his mouth, Paul screamed in pain. When Helmut landed on the ground, Paul tried to pull himself together. Paul asked Helmut about how he is able to use such a large amount of vis. Helmut used his sword to hit Paul's head. He told Paul that it is none of his business. He told Paul to leave with the rest of the Black Hawk. He told Paul that he will let him live. Helmut turned around and decided to walk away. As Helmut was walking, Paul laughed at him. He asked Helmut if he wants him to beg for his life. He told Helmut to kill him. He told Helmut that he would rather die than be humiliated. With a serious look on his face, Helmut reminded Paul that he ran away and deserted all his comrades. Helmut told Paul that he was already humiliated the moment he left his comrades. Paul was shocked to hear this. Immediately he said this, Helmut walked away. As Helmut moved forward, Paul began to laugh like a crazy person. While walking, Helmut remembers something important. He remembered that Aaliyah was fighting the other Black Hawk members. He hoped that Aaliyah was able to manage. The scene shifts and we see some members of the Black Hawk lying on the ground. Max and some other members were injured and struggling to move. Max asked Aaliyah about what he is. While controlling different rocks with his magic, Aaliyah told Max that he is a mage. One of the members of the Black Hawk calls Aaliyah a bastard and rushes to attack him. Aaliyah used one of his rock to crush the man. He told Max that he is not interested in what they came to do. He told Max that he will destroy them because they interfered in his business. Immediately Aaliyah said this. He used his magic to knock out another member. Max was annoyed to see this. He called Aaliyah an arrogant bastard. He picked up his spear and covered it with vis. Immediately he did this. He rushed to attack Aaliyah. Aaliyah believed that Max was pretending to be tough. He decided to break Max's spirit. He launched a huge attack on Max. Max was surprised to see the scale of the magic. He quickly realized that he could not block the attack. The moment the attack touched Max, Max got pushed back and slammed into a boulder. The other members of the Black Hawk gathered to help Max. Aaliyah told the men that they will be going to Baden with him. He told them to stay still. Immediately he said this. He used his magic to create a ring of light. The members of the Black Hawk were shocked to see this magic. One of the men told the other members that Aaliyah is creating a restraining spell. He told the other members to run away. Before the members of the Black Hawk could take a step, Aaliyah began to restrain them. Seeing that their fellow members were getting captured, the other members decided to run in different directions. Aaliyah created multiple rings of light and began to capture the other men. By the time Aaliyah captured the men close to him, the other members of the Black Hawk had ran away. Aaliyah was annoyed to see that some men got away. While Aaliyah was annoyed that he was not able to capture the other men, he believed that it was enough for him to have captured Max. When Aaliyah turned around to check on Max, Max was no longer resting on the boulder. The scene shifts and we see Max hiding behind a boulder. Max, who was breathing heavily, was struggling to put himself together. Max could not believe that Helmut was the person which the Black Hawk wanted to kill. He was more surprised to see that Helmut was traveling with such a powerful mage. While resting on the boulder, Max wondered about when things began to go wrong. While Max was trying to gather his thoughts, he senses the presence of someone in the surrounding. Max quickly hides himself. When Max takes a look at the person who was in the area, he was surprised to see that it was Helmut. Max did not understand what was going on. He did not understand why Helmut was not injured. He wondered about what happened to Paul. Max quickly realized that Helmut must have defeated Paul. He did not understand how such a thing was possible. It did not make sense to him that a rank 2 mercenary would lose to a rank 4 mercenary. As Helmut walked forward, he sensed Max's presence behind the boulder. Helmut decided to not do anything. He was quite surprised to see that Aaliyah was able to defeat Max. He realized that Aaliyah is very strong. When Helmut walked forward, Max fell on his knees and began to regret his choice. When Helmut returned back to the spring, Aaliyah was surprised to see him. He could not believe that Helmut was still alive. He gave Helmut a rope and asked him to tie up the members of the Black Hawk. Helmut did not understand why Aaliyah wanted to tie the men up. He told Aaliyah that the men are already restrained with magic. Aaliyah told Helmut that he is going to toss the members of the Black Hawk into prison once they arrive at Baden. He told Helmut that he does not want to waste his mana on Black Hawk members. Helmut was surprised to hear the word prison. He realized that Darien had once talked about prison before. Darien told Helmut that prison is a place where all those who have committed evil acts are taken to. Helmut could not believe that there was a solution to his problem. He realized that he could have locked Paul and Max in prison. He felt bad for letting them get away. While Helmut was thinking, Aaliyah asked him about how he did not fall asleep. Helmut was surprised to hear this question. He told Aaliyah that he never drank the water from the spring. Aaliyah carefully used his magic to attack Helmut. With a horrifying look in his eyes, Aaliyah told Helmut that he saw him when he drank the water. Helmut asked Aaliyah about why he did not fall asleep. He told Aaliyah that he saw him drink the water. Aaliyah told Helmut that he can purify the potion because he is a mage. Helmut asked Aaliyah if he was able to purify the potion with the magic that surrounds his body. Aaliyah was shocked to hear this. He asked Helmut if he could see his magic. Helmut told Aaliyah that he cannot see the magic. He told him that he can only sense it. Aaliyah asked Helmut about why he never said anything despite the fact that he could sense it. While restraining the members of the Black Hawk, Helmut told Aaliyah that he is not very curious about his secret. He told Aaliyah that he is not interested in discussing other people's secrets. Aaliyah was surprised to hear this. He could not believe that Helmut was not questioning him. He turned around and began to walk away. While walking, Aaliyah calls Helmut an irritating bastard. The scene shifts and we see that Gilton and the rest of the group have regained consciousness. Gilton was shocked to hear what happened. He could not believe that they were almost ambushed. Gilton thanks Aaliyah for his help. He asks Aaliyah about how he can repay him. Aaliyah told Gilton that he does not want anything in return for his help. He told Gilton that he helped them because they are his fellow travelers. Aaliyah pointed at Helmut and told Gilton that Helmut helped him in fighting the Black Hawk. He told Gilton that he does not know why Helmut did not fall asleep. Helmut told Gilton that medicine and potions do not affect him. Gilton was surprised to hear this. He remembered hearing that certain individuals have immunities to potions. Gilton thanked Helmut for his service. With a smile on his face, Gilton told Helmut that he will give him more money than the promised wage. While Gilton was talking, we see fangirl Xenia run to meet Aaliyah. With her eyes blinded by love, Xenia grabs Aaliyah's hand and tells him that it is fate that he save her. While squeezing Aaliyah's hand, Xenia told Aaliyah that she would like to repay her debt in any way possible. Xenia asked Aaliyah to marry her. Immediately she said this, Aaliyah told her that he is betrothed to someone in his town. He told her that he is going to marry his betrothed once he graduates from the academy. Xenia's entire life crumbled when she heard this. She did not know what to say. Both Cedric and Gilton were shocked to hear this. Cedric was embarrassed for Xenia. After recovering from her shock, Xenia began to cry. Gilton begged her to not cry outside. He did his best to console her. After Xenia was done with her drama, Cedric ordered his men to move out. The scene shifts and we see Gilton holding his hand up to cover his face from the sun. Gilton was surprised to see that the group was able to reach Baden without any troubles. The group was happy to have finally arrived at their destination. Helmut comes down from his horse and gets a good look at Baden's gates. Before Helmut could take another step, he is stopped by Gilton. Gilton walked up to Helmut. He thanked Helmut for his efforts. He told Helmut that he will give him a good review at the Mercenary Guild. Gilton put his hand into his pocket and brought out a bag full of marks. He told Helmut that there is 10,000 marks in the bag. He told Helmut that the money is not his promised fee. He told Helmut that the money is a token of their gratitude. Helmut accepted the money and thanked Gilton. While looking around, Helmut noticed that Aaliyah was about to leave. He decided to tell Aaliyah something. Helmut picked up his bag and walked to Aaliyah's front. Aaliyah did not understand why Helmut was standing in front of him. Helmut thanked Aaliyah for his help. He turned around and told Aaliyah that he helped him in a lot of ways. Aaliyah was surprised to hear this. Due to the fact that Aaliyah wanted to act tough, he ignored Helmut. After thanking Aaliyah for his help, Helmut walked forward. He decided to head into the academy. When Helmut stepped into Baden, he saw different things. Helmut found this thing strange. Helmut noticed that Baden was much bigger than any village he had ever been to, and there were more people in the area. Helmut was surprised to see the vast difference between a village and a city. After searching for a while, Helmut finally arrived at the gates of Greta Academy. Helmut had a hard time finding the academy because the city is quite big. When Helmut stepped into the academy, he saw large buildings which he had never seen before. Inside the buildings, there were many students on uniform who were smiling and happy. While the buildings were amazing, Helmut was not quite interested in them. He was more focused on finding the man called Ethan Kudrow. Helmut noticed that there was a receptionist in the building. He decided to ask about Ethan Kudrow. He walked up to the receptionist to get some information. When Helmut arrived at the receptionist's desk, she did not look at him. She was more focused on the book in front of her. Helmut bangs the receptionist's table to get her attention. The receptionist screamed when she heard the sound of Helmut's hand. After regaining her composure, the receptionist asked Helmut about what he wants. Helmut told the receptionist that he is looking for Ethan Kudrow. The receptionist immediately recognized the name. She asked Helmut if he is looking for Sir Ethan Kudrow, the swordsmanship instructor. Helmut told her that he is. He told the receptionist that he is an acquaintance of Ethan Kudrow. He asked the receptionist if he can meet Ethan. The receptionist asked Helmut for his name. Helmut told her his name. The scene shifts and we see the receptionist guiding Helmut through the hallway. When they arrived at Ethan's door, the receptionist brought out a blue card that was created with magic. She placed the card on Ethan's door and a magic circle appeared. She asked Helmut to wait for a minute. Helmut was surprised to see the magic that she was using. After the receptionist used her magic on the door began to slowly open. As the door slowly opened, Helmut became curious about Ethan Kudrow. He believed that Ethan must be special for Darien to mention him. When the door fully opened, the receptionist asked Helmut to step inside. When Helmut stepped inside the room, he sees a man with black hair. This man is Ethan Kudrow. Ethan told Helmut that he has never heard of his name before. With a serious look on his face, Ethan told Helmut to state his business. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want part 12 of this video, Let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.